The earth in its entirety is a danger zone. We are in the midst of so much danger in every of our waking days. There are names that tend to conjure images of danger. When names like Adolf Hitler of Germany pop up, we recoil with disgust, discomfort, and anger. For some, it is even hatred. Who hasn't heard about the fact that he orchestrated one of the greatest genocide in the history of the 20th century? Under his leadership and supervision, over 6 million Jews of the 18 million Jews at that time were killed. Or should we talk about Pol Pot of Cambodia, or Mao Zedong of China, or Saddam Hussein of Iraq, or Osama bin Laden of Saudi Arabia, who led the massacre of millions of people? In recent times, people like Vladimir Putin of Russia readily make up the list. These are very dangerous people whose names are a cause of intense fear and provocation. Even today, there are still many dangerous people everywhere. One of the things that has made life very difficult and complicated for us is the fact that we are surrounded by a lot of difficult and dangerous people. As much as we need relationships to excel in life, we equally need to be very careful about the kind of people we keep close and relate with. Many of the dangerous people around us today do not have anything around or about them that shows how dangerous they are. Many of them have the sweetest smile and the best of personalities. The problem is that they end up embracing you while clutching beneath their cloaks sharp daggers with which they later stab you. It is possible that you have ever been around someone and immediately felt uncomfortable. Is that a familiar feeling? It is almost as if they could see right through you. Then the twist comes. Within minutes, the person has disarmed you and put down every wall of defense you must have put up. You will find that despite the initial feeling of discomfort, you begin to engage with them. Bit by bit, they seem to know exactly what needs to be said or done to tear your wall down. So you let them in, telling yourself that there's nothing wrong. Unfortunately, you may only realize when it is late that you have been deceived. Dangerous people are cunning and have this ability to create an illusion of gentility. They craftily worm their way into your heart. They are talented at linking themselves to people who have money, power, or influence. This is done to further hide their treacherousness. So when you meet them, they seem healthy and enticing, but it is a trap and one that could cost you your sanity or life. But even with the mask, you can still tell dangerous people and avoid them. This is because they still leave marks that expose their treachery. A dangerous person always lives in secrecy and hardly say much about themselves. They usually would want you to open up about yourself, but they seldom want to reveal anything about their lives. Even when they make such attempts, they speak with clouds of vagueness and undefined generalities. It will seem like they care so much about you and want to listen to your problems. But that is not always the case. On the flip side, you need to be wary of people who are always talking about themselves in terms of their achievements, escapades, and fortunes. In other words, these are the proud ones. They have a tendency of making you feel you are a failure and have not started life yet. If you are not careful, you will begin to question God's faithfulness in your life. Their supposed testimony become a means of oppression and in the long run have the capacity to affect your mental health. When you find yourself in the company of such people, stay away as soon as possible. There are people who are adept at using other people to achieve their selfish ends. This is especially true for superiors and bosses in the workplace. They make others do the work while they take the praise and glory. Anything that doesn't favor them is not good enough. These are the kind of people that will make you work your life out and hand you peanuts for all of your efforts while they cash out big. Users are extremely nice to you when they need something from you, but once their needs are met, they forget about you until another need arises. This comes with a lot of deception. The constant reverting to you may tend to make you feel important or special. At least that's how these users paint it. But the truth remains that they are only using you to achieve their goals and results. They are dangerous and must be avoided. Dangerous people have a habit of always saying bad things about other people behind their backs. Each time you meet them, they have something unpleasant to tell you about a friend, colleague, or family member. Then, they would also expect you to say something horrible about the person too. Don't be surprised that they may end up sharing what you told them with the person. As a matter of fact, you will need to watch what you say to these kind of people when they bring up discussions about others. Don't fall into that trap. One other thing you should understand is that if they keep gossiping with you about others, you will be the subject of their gossip tomorrow. Closely linked to people who talk about others behind their backs are jealous people. In fact, many times, what brings about gossip is jealousy. Jealous people are dangerous people. Their envy can drive them into doing abominable and wicked things. Cain killed his brother Abel because he was jealous of the fact that God accepted Abel's offering and abhorred his. When he asked Abel to take a walk with him in the fields, there was nothing about his facial expression or demeanor that brought fear in the heart of Abel. And there lies the danger of dealing with jealous people. You may never be able to tell that they are envious of your progress. It wouldn't be wrong to say that at the heart of jealousy is a feeling of covetousness. Jealous people usually feel that whatever belongs to another person should have been theirs. They have about them a sense of entitlement. They are takers, are never givers. They negate the scriptures that say it is more blessed to give than to receive. These people are dangerous and you must avoid them at all cost. Lastly, be warned about people who always think that the end justifies the means. These are the kind of people who wouldn't mind doing anything for money. There is no sacrifice too big for them, as long as they will get gratification. If it means swindling or deceiving people to make money, they wouldn't mind doing it. Even when it is required of them to sell their souls for fame and fortunes, they would do that without even a second thought. These are not the kind of people you should keep in your company because they are extremely dangerous.